Hey ladies, how are you doing today? Welcome to Care and Counsel with Emma. I am Emma and I'm here to help you with talks mostly, storytelling on how to overcome certain challenges, emotional challenges mostly, and other challenges women face. Talking about daily issues women face in their life, whether you're single, whether you're married, whether you're on your way to marriage, whether you're with children or you're waiting for your children. We are here to talk about everything in between and to help you, to comfort you, to encourage you, to strengthen you, and to bring out the best in you. So, here we are talking about forgiveness and how hard it is. And this is the second part of the video. I'm going to link up the first part to the end of this video so that you can go back and watch again. So in the last video, we talked about what forgiveness is not, what it is, and the issues we could get from unforgiveness. And today I promised we're going to talk about how to forgive, and also, firstly, how to forgive someone who is not willing to apologize, and practical steps to forgive, and then how to forgive yourself. I hope this video doesn't become too long. And if it does, I might have to cut it to the third option, to the third part, but I hope it doesn't get to that. So today we are talking about forgiving someone who is not sorry. In the first part, we established that most of the people that need forgiving or that we hold on to offenses for are those people that are not even sorry, that don't even care. Some of them don't even know they hurt you, and they keep going over and over and over again with the same thing they did in the past. So, we are going to be talking about those kind of people. How do you go about forgiving them? It is the hardest part of forgiveness. These people might never apologize. They might never admit it. They may, talk down your pain and make you feel like you're overreacting. They may think they did nothing wrong to you because this is how they know to live. When we talked about toxicity, we talked about how that some people just grew up being the way they are. They don't know the right way to do things. They don't know the right way to treat people. So for them, this is how they are, and they don't come out planning to offend you. They just feel this is how people should be treated, even though they might not feel right inside. Some have their conscience so seared up that they don't even know they are doing anything wrong. So those are the kind of people. How do you go about forgiving them? You see, they may they may be living their life already, and you're there killing yourself and wondering how you're going to deal with them, and feeling bad and wondering if they don't see your pain, and they've moved on, but you're there whole being weighed down by that weight. You see, you don't need the apology to heal. That's just the truth. You don't need the apology to forgive. Like I established in the first part, forgiveness is a decision from you. It's not something that needs a permission from anybody. It's a one person thing. That's why forgiveness is not reconciliation, because reconciliation has to do with two people coming together to, agree on terms. But forgiveness is you deciding in your heart, okay, I'm going to let go of this grief. I'm going to let go of this offense. I'm going to stop feeling bitter about it. I'm going to move on. I'm going to allow this unforgiveness. I'm going to allow this offense lose its sting on me. I wouldn't be feeling the pain anymore. I refuse to feel the pain anymore. I refuse to have the pain have power over me. So how do you forgive? How do you forgive this kind of people? How do you forgive offenses generally? So I'm going to talk about practical steps to forgive. First of all, you're not going to bury that pain. You're not going to bury that experience and say, oh, it never happened, or, dismiss it. No, you're going to call it a name. It is a wound that needs healing. And you're going to call it out by that name. Oh, this person raped me. Oh, this person abused me physically. Oh, this person abused me verbally. This person abused me financially. This person abused me emotionally. Whatever it is the person has done to you, This person has filled my life with toxicity. This person has been narcissistic to me. Whatever it is the person has done, you're going to call it out. Secondly, you're going to separate the person from the pain that they caused you. Now, most of the people that hurt you are people that you love so much. You see, because most times when you don't love people, they don't really get to hurt you as much as people that you love. It could be a family member, it could be a close friend, or a partner, or an acquaintance, whatever it is, or whoever that person is. Those are the people that hurt you more than any other person, because you expect better from them, and yet it looks like they are giving you the dirtiest of things, you see. So that is why it hurts. That is why it's difficult for you to forgive. So you separate the person from the pain, you see. So as Christians, when we're called to forgive, we're not told basically to forget about the pain or to forget about what they did to us. So what happens? You're called to love people. You're called to forgive also. So what do? You love the person, you separate the character and deal with the character. So that way, you don't feel any pain towards that person anymore. You don't feel hurt by that person anymore. You've known, oh, this person is like this. Anytime I relate with this person is going to give me this reaction. So free the person and let the person keep being like that. And then deal with the pain of the experience you had with that person. So the third thing you could do is to close doors of information about that person. For example, you had an issue, somebody hurt you badly, and you know inside of you, you're feeling very bad, you're feeling very hurt and unforgiving towards that person. What is the characteristic feeling of unforgiveness? You want that person to be in pain. You want that person to suffer. You want that person to get a recompense of what that person did to you. You want to get a revenge, even if it's not you that is revenging. You want something else or someone else to revenge on your behalf. You want God to rain down fire and brimstones on the person. But it doesn't always work that way. Remember, that person is a child of God too. That person, other people hurt them too in one way or the other. It could even be as a result of hurt that the person is going around hurting other people because the person hasn't healed from the wound of the hurt they received. You see? So, cut off every information. If that person is your friend on social media and there is any way to block knowing about what is happening in that person's life, block information. When people come to you, gossips, rumor mongers come to you and say, wow, do you know that person is married now? Maybe that lady took somebody that is your partner, like somebody you were engaged to, and now they are married and now they have children, and that rumor monger came to you and said, oh, you know that your friend, she's married to that man and they have 3 children now. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Don't allow such information around you. Once you know it is heading that way, cut off the discussion before it goes further. Because you're trying to heal here. You don't want things that will be opening up the wound over and over again. When you're dressing a wound, you keep that wound dry. You keep that wound separated. You don't expose it, like you use a band-aid or a plaster or something to cover that wound. Not because you don't want the wound to heal, but because you don't want contamination. You don't want information, in quotes, to enter into that wound that is going to cause it to start all over again to heal. So for now that you're going through a healing process, for now that you've decided to forgive and your heart is still bleeding from the pain, allow that heart to heal. Don't allow information that you don't need to come near you. So when those rumor mongers come, you say, oh, that's beautiful. Please, 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 please. I'm not interested in the information. You cut it off immediately. Until you perfectly heal. And you're sure, oh, when this person is in a room and I'm in that room, I can look at that person in the eye and smile comfortably with that person. That's when you've healed completely. That's when you've healed completely. You know the person is like this, but you don't care what the person is going to do. Why? Because the person doesn't have power over you anymore. Like I talked about what forgiveness is. So even though the person still remains like that, the person hasn't changed. The person doesn't have power over your feelings anymore. The person doesn't have power over your heart anymore. You see. So close every door of information. Sometimes it's just rumors and lies that sometimes the things that you get angry about, the things that you count as offenses, are just lies that rumor mongers brought to you about somebody, about what they said or what they did, and you just started reacting without even getting to the root of it. You see. So while trying to heal, while trying to forgive, cut off all those informations. You don't need them. So the next thing we need to do is, so when you've cut off every information about that person, the next thing you do is to release the anger, release the shame that you might be feeling, release the regret you might be feeling. Sometimes it's shame that you're feeling, oh, I let myself get into this thing with this person. I let down my guards with this person. It might even not be real. It might not be real that you actually did what you thought you did. It might be that person manipulating your mind to think you're the one at fault, and you're feeling shame or you're feeling regret about the action or the situation. Release all those feelings. Let them go. They are in the past. Take your time. It might not come immediately. It might take a long time. It might take time of you, getting to go over it over and over again. But however long it takes, just allow the process to carry through. Next thing you can do is to set boundaries. Set boundaries. Boundaries could be physical. You can love someone from a distance. You mustn't be in their circle all the time. And you know they are hurting you and you're still in their circle. You know they are hurting you and you don't want to move on. You know they are hurting you and you're pretending, oh, I've forgiven them. And then every day they do the same thing over again to you and you feel hurt and then you go back again and then you're fighting unforgiveness. Separate yourself. First of all, separate yourself physically if you can. If you can't at the moment, this one applies to whether you've separated yourself physically or not. Separate your hearts. Guard your hearts. Guard your heart. Guard your heart. Tell yourself this person doesn't have power over me anymore. This person shouldn't have power over me anymore. I am who, I am so, and this person does not have a key to my heart. I take the keys to my heart back from this person. I let go of all the person has told me. We are word beings. We were created by words. And also, our life is by words. So when you speak, your mind hears you, your body hears you, and they respond accordingly. So keep speaking to yourself. Keep speaking to yourself. If you need to go to that person and tell them you forgive them, if it's going to make you feel better, go to them and tell them, I forgive you. They might treat you badly and say, oh, what are you talking about? Just go away, But just go ahead and tell them. Just go ahead and tell them. In the Bible, when Jesus forgave people, he never ever waited for them to apologize. He never ever, waited for their response. He just told them, I forgive you. Go and sin no more. And he left them to themselves. So in his heart, he has let go of that thing. So that is how we should be too. Let go of that pain. Let go of that. Just let go of it. And then know that healing is a process and allow it to take its course. It happens in layers. It happens with time. Sometimes it could happen immediately, especially when you get to know why the offense happened and you understand, you let go. But sometimes, especially when that person is not willing to negotiate or anything, it's harder, it takes longer. Just allow it take its process. Just keep reaffirming that you've forgiven the person. Make up your mind to forgive the person and don't go back to the pain. Don't go back to the way you were feeling before. Sometimes you'll be triggered, yeah? You have experience, you have places you go to or experiences that you have, and you have triggers of the experience again. But Just keep reaffirming that you've forgiven, you've let go, you've moved on. Imagine Joseph in the Bible. Imagine what his brothers did to him. How they treated him badly, how they took away the coat his father gave to him and tore it and took it back to their father and told their father that an animal had slaughtered him, while they sold him off to slavery. They sold him off to slavery. They didn't care what was going to become of him. And then, in the end, you saw how beautiful his life became. That is just to show you that if you're a child of God, if somebody is doing something bad against you, that person is just pushing you into your destiny. Why? Because the Bible says all things work together for good to them who have been called according to my purpose and to them who love me. That's in Romans chapter 8 verse 28. You see? So that person might say, oh, I'm hurting her. But in real sense, they are doing themselves. So what do? You look at them and say, oh, they didn't know better. If they knew better, they would have done better, and move on with your life. Don't allow yourself remain there. Not all relationships are meant to last forever. And that does not mean it should end in pain or it should end in hatred or unforgiveness. No, if the season for that relationship has ended, then let it go. End it in joy and peace and move on. Because if you continue with that relationship, you keep being aggravated, you keep getting hurt, because it is no longer time. It is no longer, how does a butterfly grow? When it enters into the shell, into the chrysalis stage, it has to burst out of that chrysalis and become a butterfly. So there are some relationships that you've outgrown, but you're forcing yourself to keep that relationship and you're getting hurt in the process. Meanwhile, God is telling you, move on. Don't stay there. When Joseph made it in life, he didn't go back looking for his brothers to reconcile. He didn't go back looking for them. But when the time was right, they came. And they were the ones bowing to him, just like he had already prophesied that it would be. You see? So, be the bigger one, forgive. Be the bigger one, let go. If it's becoming too hard, ask the Lord to help you. That's why the Holy Spirit is there. He strengthens you. He comforts you. He teaches you what to do and how to go about it. He's the only person that can actually help you. When you talk to people, they would give you suggestions, but they cannot help you do what they've said. But the Holy Spirit can help you do what He tells you to do. You see? So you can never be disadvantaged as a child of God. So finally, I'm going to be talking about forgiving yourself. Forgive your past mistakes. Forgive yourself for staying in harmful relationships. Forgive yourself for making the wrong choices out of pain. Forgive yourself for things you've done as a mother. You feel, oh, you've not trained these children right. Oh, you did one thing or the other. Remember in the toxicity video that we did, I talked about how you need to ask for forgiveness. You could go back and ask for forgiveness if they've outgrown you. If they're still small, there's time to make amends. There's always time to make amends. Things you shouldn't have known, or other people shouldn't have known, or you should have known, that you're regretting about, that you're feeling bad about. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. You can't give what you don't have. So if you don't forgive yourself, then you can't forgive others as well. So start with yourself today. Let go of those shame. Let go of those bitterness against yourself. Let go of those self-unworthiness that you feel towards yourself. Let go of those fear. I know it's some of those relationships you've had that might have caused it. Those people might have told you things about yourself that you're like, so I'm really this bad. I'm really this. I'm really that. Someone called me on the phone and told me wonderful things about myself. But thank God I knew better. I knew I wasn't those things she said I was. So I let it go, because if you say I'm not something, for example, if you call my name is Emma, and you're calling Chichi, I wouldn't be looking, because it's not me you're calling. So that's how I tell my children. That's how I handle name calling. If you call me something that I'm not, it drops off my shoulder because I'm not. I've gotten to the level that I know who I am. So what you call me, I'm not, goes off my shoulder and I move on. So get to that level. Your parents might have called you something that you're not. Your friends, your relatives might have called you something that you're not. Discover who you are and let go of all those things they've called you. Forgive yourself for all the judgments you've judged yourself, whether justly or unjustly, and start all over again. We are going into 2026. Going into 2026, a brand new woman, a brand new lady with a brand new life. Endless possibilities ahead of you. The unforgiveness could hold you back and keep you in a place you don't want to be. But if you choose to forgive, then you're making the right step in the right direction. And 2026 will be indeed beautiful for you. So I'm going to be closing here. Remember, you deserve grace. The grace you freely give everyone, you deserve the same grace. You don't heal by holding on. You heal by releasing the burden to God. Releasing the burden completely. You don't need to carry it on your shoulders. You don't need to hold on to it because indeed unforgiveness is a burden. If this message spoke to you, if this video spoke to you, just write in the comment section, I choose peace. I choose to forgive. And we are on this healing journey together. And see you in 2026. God bless you. Remember, subscribe, like, share, and comment. Please, and thank you.